Well, we're here at the P&J Live for the final day of Offshore Europe. It's been a busy week. I'm starting to lag a bit, but the energy from this morning's final panel session was really, it's keeping me going. David, you're the real reason that I'm this tired. You organised this event over the past few days. David Ince from Reed Exhibitions. Before the show started, I described Reed as the reason we're all in the same room together. How's things gone for you?
Same as you, Ryan. Tiring, but it's been a fantastic week. We've welcomed tens of thousands of people to the P&J. We've got hundreds of companies that have been having amazing conversations, focusing on their business and what's going to drive the industry forward in the region and the country. And I'm really happy with how things have gone. And more importantly, the people that have been here and the companies that have been here are happy as well, which is ultimately what we get judged on, and it's been a really good week.
Yeah, as you said earlier, if they're happy, you're happy.
Exactly.
You know what, there's been some big talking points, massive talking points over the course of the few days. Obviously, we kicked off with big political discussion from the Deputy First Minister, Leader of the Opposition, and of course, Energy Minister Michael Shanks. Then we've gone into deindustrialisation, decarbonisation, rollout of the energy transition. What's been your key takeaway from the last 4 days?
I think the opening day really set the scene, and it was fantastic to be able to bring all of that together with our conference committee to make sure that those panel discussions that were happening on the Tuesday and all through this week ultimately matter. I think it's raised the profile of the industry with certain people and certain within those decision-making processes. And that's a really cool thing. It matters. It's raising the profile and just seeing people buzzing around and having those positive conversations is really important.
Now, there have been a lot of people going through this very hall over the past few days. I know we're not going to get official numbers until later on today. Show wraps up at 2 o'clock. I'm expecting around 3 I might get a number. But I'm going to ask for it now. How busy has the show been?
I think it's been a busy show. Look, are we the same size as we were in 2023? That remains to be seen. I think, again, it comes back to the conversations that have been happening that can then be driven forward from a commercial point of view and a strategic point of view for the whole of the industry, for the region, for the country, and wider Europe. We've been talking about carbon capture and storage. We've been talking about hydrogen, oil and gas, offshore wind. These are all the things that really matter, and what that gives us is a really strong position to then be starting to think about 2027, which happens maybe not today, but certainly on Monday, where we can really set the scene of what's going to happen in 2 years' time, because those different areas of the energy sector are changing, right? They're changing, and some of them are going to really pick up pace, and I think that creates a real opportunity for us, for the show, and for the companies that we work with.
I'm glad you touched on 2027, and I'm sure you're thinking, give me a break. It's not even finished 2025 yet. I'm going to be focusing on that next week, but there's going to be a slight change in format in 2 years' time. What's the main focus? What's it going to look like?
Again, I think it's trying to deliver and expand on what we've been doing here for the last 2 years. Offshore Europe's been going for 55 years. We're entrenched within the industry. We're looking to change the format to just reduce it down to 3 days, which I think is a fantastic move. It allows us to really focus our content on those subjects that people want to hear about. We've got some really good conversations going about how that conference and content will move in 2027. Which we'll be sort of talking about over the coming months. Really positive feedback from our exhibitors here. My team that's been based on site for the whole week have been rebooking and having conversations about not only whether people are going to come back to Offshore Europe, but what can they do differently. I mean, this is a fantastic venue. I've been involved in Offshore Europe for 12 years. I've worked in the different venues that we have, and this is a fantastic facility which really allows organisations to showcase themselves and at what is the biggest energy event in the country. So my focus, it is have a slight rest maybe for 24 hours, but come Monday that will be back into full planning mode and figuring out where are the opportunities for the show, where are the opportunities for content, where are the opportunities for the companies that we work with.
Might be a slight exclusive to say we're back in P&J Live in 27, but
Absolutely.
I think everyone knew that
Everybody
already.
knows that.
Everyone thought that would be the case. Now, final question. Maybe a bit of a cheeky one. We're talking about the topic of this year was Europe's offshore potential. Now, we spoke about the policymakers that had been in the room We spoke about the companies that have been on the show floor. Do you think you delivered on presenting what the opportunities are in the North Sea and further afield within Europe?
I hope so. I think so, yeah. I think the Executive Committee, Dave Whitehouse, who's the Chief Executive of OE UK, have done an amazing job in being able to bring together not only the technical side, which Offshore Europe has been known for decades, but the strategic planning and direction of industry. I would put that question back to you, Ryan, because at the end of the day, you've been spending a lot of time in those panel sessions. And I would like to think we have. And I think we've got another baseline that we can then build off for the next 2 years.
Good. It has been a show of two Daves, right? With Dave Whitehouse and David Ince.
Yeah.
How was it working alongside the trade body in the UK? For
fantastic. They're a brilliant organisation. Dave's been a brilliant conference chairman, working closely with us, working closely with SPE, who manage all of that content for the whole show. And I think it's been a pleasure to work with him, and he will continue, I'm sure, to be involved in various capacities, both from an OE UK perspective and a support perspective over the coming days.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm not judging you for mumbling, mixing your words. Hey, I'm barely upright at this point in time. There's been a lot of drinks receptions. There's been a lot of early morning breakfasts. We've had one hell of a week.
That's what we like to hear, yeah.
Right, well, thank you very much, Dave.
Ryan, thank you.
Right.
Thank you to Energy Voice.